remember I talked about saving it in the bag that you buy it in, so 2 loaves became basically 1.5. So that's how much that shrunk down, from 2 full loaves to 1.5 loaves. And I let them completely dry, let them completely cool, so that when I put them in the bag, it wasn't moist and it wouldn't get moldy. Now that'll be good. That's good in there for several days. So I do it on Sunday because I can turn around and do my dressing on Thursday, and it'll be fine. Ooh, this has a lot of eyes in it. Let's get all those out. This one has a bunch. My mom, when I was a little girl, I learned how to cook from my mom. My mother was an amazing woman, and she was an amazing cook. And she got up at 4 in the morning and was making us breakfast, and we had everything: sausage and biscuits and eggs and all gravy, and we had everything. Ham sometimes. I'm gonna peel all these. I just wanted to show you what I did on. I'm gonna peel all these potatoes and then go rinse them and then cut them. But I just wanted you to see how I did the first one. See, that's got a bad spot in it. I just cut that off. I ain't messing with it. I ain't trying to cut it off till I don't see any more of that. I don't mess around. I don't want to see bad spots in my potatoes. Oh, and while you're cutting up your potatoes, like those ones that I cut up and put in the pot, that's why I cut my potatoes the way I do, is because I can check and see if there's any bad spots, like those. You know how you sometimes get a baked potato and like from a restaurant or somewhere, and it's got like a big old black gross spot in it. Ugh. Yeah, I check for that stuff. I don't have that kind of stuff in my potatoes. When I make my mashed potatoes, they're all good potatoes, and they're fluffy and creamy and buttery and soothing and good. They're not overcooked, they're not undercooked, they're not undersalted. They're just, I wish I could share some with you so you could experience what I'm talking about. But my mom also taught me how to make good mashed potatoes. Like when I was a little girl, like, I don't know, I think I was probably about 6, 7 years old when my mom started teaching me and my stepsister how to cook and clean and iron. Like, we'd go to the laundromat and she'd wash clothes, and we'd go home with 8, 9, or 10 shirts that my stepdad had to have ironed, starched, pressed, creases. Like, and we were the ones doing the work. We were the ones that were having to make sure those shirts were right. But Mama taught us how. We helped her around the house. She taught us how to cook. Of course, we did dishes. She was a good mama, and she taught me a lot. And I give her all the credit for the love and attention that she gave us kids. Sometimes it was hard, but she struggled through it, and she made it happen. She put meals on our table. We weren't hungry. Well, she was a good woman, and I owe her a lot. See, that's got a bad spot. I could cut that out with the, that looks like a bad spot. I didn't want to deal with that. Man, it is so much easier peeling these potatoes in the sink. I'll have to admit, this is a little harder because I'm flipping potato peelings off my cutting board. It's like, I just go with it, Sandy. It's all right. Just go with it. Stop being OCD about it. But I am. Oh, okay, stop throwing stuff on me. Trying to get these eyes out of here. I don't know if those things hurt anything. I mean, I'm sure they're just a spot in the potato where there's a little root that grows, but boy, I can't. I don't like, unless I do potatoes with skins on them, I do not want to see black spots in my potatoes. I'm very picky about that. So I dig them out. I get rid of them. And if potatoes were smooth, it wouldn't be a problem. But they're not. And they have bad ends. I cut those off. My older sister Billy's probably like, she is OCD. Oh boy. She knows me. She knows me well. My most of our family lives in Oklahoma, and that's where I lived for some of my life. Not all of it. I started out in Texas, and then moved to Oklahoma for a while, and then moved back to Texas. And this is where I've been since. Me and my husband and my 2 kids, and my oldest son lives in Bartlesville still, and him and his family, and my brother and his family, and my sister and her family, my aunt. And I've had several relatives that are no longer with us. So we love them. We miss them. Miss my mama. Lost her at a very young age. And I was 26 when I lost my mom. So it's a young age. I wasn't a child, but it's a young age for her. She left this earth early, and we miss her dearly. Not a day goes by we don't think about her. She's my guardian. Generous. Boy, I am getting a huge whiff of those onions right now. Another piece. I don't like that. Okay, let me go. Let me dump this out real quick. I got more to put on there. That's why I like doing that in the sink. I'm gonna go rinse my potatoes so I can cut them up. Put them in water. Let me go throw this away. I can put my potatoes in there and go rinse them real quick. Bring these back to the board. Oh, whoops, that was slippery. Oh, Lord. I had one more to peel. I thought I was done. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll get him back real quick. If I can get the peeler to work. What are you sticking? What is on there? When I was rinsing those potatoes, I discovered a couple of spots there because they were, had the dirty looking outside peeling brown stuff on them. It was hard to tell. That's why I like rinsing them, because I want to see what's still in there that I need to get rid of. May have missed a few spots on that other one. I gotta go back and clean up. Come on. Get out of there. Oops. Okay. You don't want to do that. Hurt yourself. There you go. Potatoes get slippery when they're wet. One more there. Can't tell. Oh, there's a spot. Okay, let me go rinse this one. Okay, let's see. There's a spot. Okay. So again, cut in half. Doesn't have to be perfectly in half. I cut it in quarters. Like this. Stand it up, cut it down. Oops. Come back here. So I get those pieces cut like this, and then if they seem a little still too big, I cut them in half again. But if they're skinnier, just go ahead and cut them in the piece. When they're thicker, like this one, I want to cut. Again, this one's a little thick. You don't want to cut your pieces too small because then it'll just get done too fast and it'll become mushy, and you don't want that. That's why I cut them in these sizes, because I like the size that they are. And they seem like they cook better like this. Okay, scoop my potato over there. My big pot. This is really pretty exciting. Go clean off my board. Clean this all off. I like working with clean board. Potatoes, I know you're familiar with potatoes, but whew, these are really strong. I'm going to move them over here right now. Whew. It's overwhelming me. Maybe you too. You're a little strong. Put you over there. Whew. Okay. All I can smell is onion right now. Whew. Alrighty, so I got the rest of these potatoes. I'm going to cut. What was I saying? What's really exciting about today was exciting Sunday when I was preparing my bread for my dressing. What's exciting about this is Thanksgiving, and last year this is the first time we've been back in our house, so this is really really super exciting for me and my family, that we're all together. Last year, we were, and the year before, when Harvey happened, we actually went to a restaurant. We went to a place in downtown Houston called Cats, and the reason we went there is because they're open 24/7, 365 days a year, never closed. And we're like, wow, perfect for us, because our house was destroyed and we don't have any way to have Thanksgiving, so we decided we were going to take the family down there and we were going to eat with everybody at Cats. Well, love the place normally, but let's just say I was happy the next year to, not that we didn't like it, we did, but it was really crowded. We were crowded. There was like 8 people plus my grandson, and we were crowded around a table, 2 tables for 4. Okay, that sounds like 2 tables for 4 pushed together, so you lost 2 spaces. So it wasn't 4 on one table and 4 on the other, which would have been fine. It was 2 tables pushed together and you lost 2 seats, so you were putting people on the end plus a grandbaby in a corner. That was crowded. We didn't have enough room on the table for our food. So the last year, yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. So last year we decided we were going to do it at my daughter's. So that was great. We all went over there, and she was cooking stuff, and my daughter-in-law, Carmelita, she was cooking stuff in her oven at her house, certain things, and Summer was cooking certain things in her oven, so we could try to get this done together. We did it, and we had a blast, and it was good. But it was having to cook things in 2 different places, which was okay for, when you're in survival mode. That's great. That's your only option. You do what you have to. So for the last 2 years, it's been out of this house, and so it's really nice this year to be in our home. Let me throw this away. So I have this nice big pile of potatoes here, and I'm just going to cut them all up and place them in my pot. Over here, I already have a few, and then I may put those in a bowl. I may get those in there and just rinse them, and then I may put them in a bowl and put them in the refrigerator so that they are being kept cool overnight. And then in the morning I can just put them back in the pot and put them on the fire. Get them going. When I'm ready to do my potatoes, I could probably actually just take them out in the morning and set them out and let them get room temperature. As you can see, it's just little squares. You don't have to make them huge, but they tend to get done if you have them consistently the same size. Like, you don't want big chunks and little chunks. Like, you don't want things really super tiny and cut the tips and then have some that are like big, because they won't cook evenly, is what I was trying to say. You want them to be consistent in size because they cook at the same time. They cook consistently, and they'll all get done together. So you don't want big chunks and little chunks. So you want to keep them all kind of the same size. And if you see something's a little too big, you just cut it. And skinnier ones, you just kind of go by sight as to how big your cubes are. You just want to kind of be consistent. You don't have to be worried about it. Just cut them where they all kind of look the same size. Like, see? Just cubes. Like, for instance, this piece and this piece are going to cook differently. This one's too skinny. So that one's going to cook really super fast. And I didn't mean to do that. Try not to put pieces in there like that. I may dig that out and throw that one away because it's just going to get mushy. Or it'll just actually dissipate in the water when I rinse the potatoes. It'll probably just be mush. card's getting away from me. Let's see, we'll cut you again. And they don't have to be the same, even cut from the same wedge or quarter. I just cut them all. This one's kind of big. Cut that one down a little more. Let's get these all out of here. Ooh, okay, that's trash. Hit the side of that pot twice. Oh my goodness. I'm not looking. Just throwing stuff over there. Hope I made it in the pot. No, I did. Quit cutting so loud. I was looking at the time here. I'm probably gonna finish up these last few. I'm gonna go ahead and get off here and let you guys go. And I will tomorrow. Oh boy, tonight. I may do another video later. Once I get all this cleaned up, I'm gonna do a pumpkin pie and a pecan pie. I may do 2 pumpkin and 1 pecan. And then I would like to boil my eggs tonight for my deviled eggs. Get them boiled and peeled. And that way I'm not doing that tomorrow too. I don't want to boil. I'd like them to be peeled and ready to cut tomorrow. So I can chill them and cut them and separate everything tomorrow and mix them up. There's another piece that's gonna just become mush. Anyway, I'm gonna get off of here right now, and I'm gonna clean all this up, and do another video later with the pies. Talk to you later.